Welcome to camp. I'm your host, Jaylen.
And I'm your host, Sydney.
And this is From Camp to Culture. Hi, campers. Hello. You don't have the cutest, I just glitched, cutest view of us today.
We're going for cozy.
Yes. This is a part of the episode.
It's balanced.
Tribot. What does that mean?
Tribot?
I don't know, I just thought of a word.
Oh. I thought you were trying to say tribute.
Maybe. I just need to talk.
So bless you. We have obviously switched up the setting again.
Yeah, we should talk about that. So, we don't have the typical podcast setup this season.
We wanted to be different. You see the same thing on a whole bunch of other podcasts.
And we're not like other podcasts. We're unique.
Exactly.
This is From Camp to Culture.
But yeah, so we just went for cozy today. Hope you enjoy. Hope you are laying like this.
Oh yeah, if you're listening, our lovely listeners, we are lounging on a couch right now.
Yes, blankets, sweatshirts.
Cozy.
Mm-hmm.
So, we introed our thing, right? That's what we just did. Work-life balance, yes. See, and
Did we say that?
I don't know. I feel like we didn't. So the episode is about work-life balance. And we think that as 20-somethings that are just now starting the world, that we need to focus and have good ideas about work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
That this would be a good topic for you guys. And the focus of this season is to give you guys good juice that you can use and you can learn and grow from camp to culture.
Yes, I just made the realization that we are going with the sunlight right now because it gets dark a lot faster.
This is our work, and as this happens, the night will come. That was a little delulu. Apologies.
We're just being ourselves here.
Yes. So what's up first? First we have what's it called? Song of the Week.
Yes.
My Song of the Week is by Forrest Frank, and if you know me, I have multiple t-shirts and merchandise by him because I really like his music, and he makes cute merch about Jesus, and I love it. So this is Good Day by Forrest Frank.
I'm about to have a good day, no matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me, birds are singing praise.
Anyways, I love that song, and I used to listen to it. I've never told anyone this. I used to listen to it, actually, and I still do now, like when I'm having a bad day, like in the start of my day and I'm driving to work, because it reminds me of like how good this earth is and like how thankful we should be, and so I listen to that song to remind me.
That's a good song. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
This is a safe place. My song is called Seasons by Madison Ryan Ward. She has a beautiful voice, and she's from Oklahoma, and she played volleyball at OU. I learned all that from the internet. But here she is.
Might move slow, might bring sunshine, might bring rain, full of joy or full of pain. But for anybody out there feeling afraid that you're gonna be stuck in the same old place, seasons always change.
I like that.
That is Madison Ryan Ward for you.
Cute.
Yes, very
Sweet.
smooth, soulful voice.
Yes. So, life updates, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go on into the episode. You want me to start or do you want to start?
You can start, because I don't think I have any.
Okay, so recently we had some tornadoes in Tulsa, and my neighbor's Sydney was gone. Sorry, that was just a note. She was out of town.
Oh, yeah. I was.
Mm-hmm. She left me here to fend for myself.
I'm so sorry.
But anyways, a tree from my neighbor's yard fell onto my rose bush, and it crushed my poor rose bush. Yeah.
I didn't know that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
She just sent me pictures of her working.
Yeah,
in a
for
hard
3
hat.
days, I went out and I took a saw, and so, like, it fell on top of, so, like, this tree was in their yard, and it fell onto, like, the brick wall fence that we have, and it also fell onto a power line, and so the power line wire is, like, holding it up, as well as the brick wall fence, as well as the crushed rose bush, is all holding up this big tree that fell from their yard. And so I had to, like, individually, like, because I couldn't just, like, pull the tree out, because one, it was big, two, it was, like, stuck halfway in their yard, three, there was a wire that was scary. We had PSO come out and check to make sure, like, it was somewhat safe. And so there was a bunch of obstacles, so I had to, like, individually saw off each little limb so that I could make it off the brick wall.
Was this back here?
Mm-hmm.
The roses everyone took pictures in front of for
Yeah.
her birthday. They're
Yes.
gone?
Well, okay, we're just gonna say some prayers for the rose bush. It's okay because it has time before the freezing winter to recover some. So everyone say your prayers for my backyard's rose bush, because it has been given a lot of love over the years, and we appreciate it much, and we want to appreciate it more for years and years. But a good chunk of it did die, and I had to remove it. Dispose of it. Yes.
I have to look at that after this.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's so sad.
But another thing I wanted to mention, a part of that, was that my neighbors, the ones that their tree fell, they actually, like, are selling that house right now. So
you did them a favor.
Yeah, so basically I helped them sell the house.
She's a realtor.
Yes, I am.
And a landscaper.
Yes. And everything else.
I thought you said and
I was like, no,
okay.
Please,
no,
have some self-confidence. But anyways, yeah, so they're selling their house, and we also have prayers for that we get good neighbors, because we need good neighbors, as one does. Little tea for you. My neighborhood is the divorce neighborhood, so most people that move in our neighborhood get divorced.
So don't move here.
Well, do move here.
Already divorced.
Maybe that.
Already divorced or not married.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's just it's not funny, but it's an interesting statistic that my mother and I have noticed since living here. So just some tea for the Tulsa teapot.
Coming soon.
Oh yeah, that's our next episode. We can give a sneak peek.
Yeah, Tulsa Teapot coming to you.
The next episode is Going Deep with Matt Dennis, who is our friend, and we really think that as we are trying to go deeper this season, I think it would be a good implementation to, like, talk to someone else and, like, see someone else's view, see what their perspectives are on life, things like that.
Yeah, I like the idea of our one guest star this season.
I
think we should keep it.
Making it more intentional. So yeah.
for background context, we went to college with Matt briefly,
Yeah.
and he helped us film the episode where we scared Riley.
Yes, the Oklahoma Baddest.
Yes. So that's
If
all
you
that.
want to go rewatch that, go rewatch it.
Look at us promoting old things.
Okay, your life updates.
I don't think I have any. I'm planning my birthday party. That's it.
Cindy has some wild, not wild. I can. That's the only word I can think of.
Wild dreams for my birthday?
Maybe.
I
She
just
wants it to
wanted
be a mini bachelorette party for herself
No.
for her birthday.
Literally, okay, so the reason I'm planning so far in advance, my birthday is literally 2 weeks after Christmas. So a week after New Year's. And with all the holidays and people traveling, like
It gets a busy time of year.
yeah, I have to plan it now. So I give people enough notice. And what I want to do, my mom would always throw me a slumber party for my birthday growing up. And so I want to pay homage to that. I just want to do a slumber party again because this is my speed limit year of 25.
I forgot that. We found that one time and we were so excited. We found that people take pictures with a speed sign for 25, so we call it the speed limit year.
Yeah, and my mom told my grandma on my grandma's birthday, she was like, "You're a speed limit." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, grandma, we're both gonna be speed limits." So I want a speed limit slumber party. I just put those two together. But I just want a slumber party with my friends. But there's also like another plan for my actual birthday, but that's separate from said slumber party. So I just have to do it all now because also at work we have to take, like if we want to take off, it has to be a month in advance.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I thought it was 2 weeks. Is it a month?
It's a month. Yeah.
I always do it like 5 months, so.
Yeah.
I'm a planner.
Yeah, I'm just trying to plan ahead.
Yeah, why am I like ragging on you for planning this?
I'm accommodating everyone else. I'm trying to be accommodating.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Well, I have absolutely nothing.
See, I barely have anything. We are so prepared for you.
We are talking about work-life balance. And we're basically going to be talking about what that is, how to have it, and yeah.
Okay, yes. Sorry. You have retracted my mind. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So, work-life balance, how is it possible? And what I want to start off with, is it a real thing? So, recently, while procrastinating, boo. Thank you, everyone. I know. I was watching a YouTube video from the CEO of Red Lobster. He actually used to be, I literally got all his background and he really stuck with me, so please bear with me with this story. He used to be the CEO of P.F. Chang's, I believe, and then he got now placed into the position of CEO of Red Lobster. And as we all know, Red Lobster is on a big downfall right now, and he is driving the action to make changes and trying to increase their sales and get them back to where they used to be. Because
I love Red Lobster.
Yeah. Those rolls, or what do you even call them? Biscuits.
Yeah.
Ooh, so cheesy good. Cheddar biscuits.
The lobster fettuccine Alfredo. Top tier.
I always get shrimp, salad, rolls.
Yeah. The first time I went to Red Lobster was like a couple years ago.
Maybe? The first time? Oh, wow. So you're helping.
I'm trying.
The mala?
The mala? I
don't know.
We'll save that for later. My comment.
Okay. Oh.
The name just made me think of someone else.
Yes. So he is the CEO of Red Lobster, and he has a unique approach to work-life balance. That's why I'm bringing this up. So he believes that integrating work and personal life rather than separating them is the way to do it. And so that's kind of like the question and the predicament that I want to bring about as we start this, because some don't really believe in a work-life balance, because a lot of people say like you should enjoy your work, you should be happy like in your work, there shouldn't really be a mix between it.
Yeah.
And so that's like, well, is there a real thing? But also, one thing I wanted to bring up is that to get to where you want to be for that headspace of like enjoying work and like not needing that work-life balance, you have to make a progression. And often you're not gonna like
where you start.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. When you put it that way, I could say so much on this topic. I feel like my career path has changed because of work-life balance. But yeah, I'm very much a person that wants to enjoy my work. Like, I want to look forward to going every day. And I know that obviously every day that's not possible. Like, sometimes I'm just going to be like, I don't want to do this. But for the most part, I would like to be doing something that I enjoy, I'm passionate about. And recently I've been trying to figure that out. So,
yeah. Okay, I'll ask you more about that later. But yes, for now, I was going to say that the CEO of Red Lobster, gosh, I've been talking about him so much. I promise this is the last thing. He says that he enjoys the hustle and he doesn't find not having that balance stressful. And I really like that he mentioned that the hustle is really what is like driving him to not create that balance, because I think for me personally, like that push and that ambition is what makes me happy and like what makes me like want to go to work and like want to improve. And so I think that's where like that happiness comes in. And I think for me personally, the way I view work-life balance is more of like rest at the end of the day and like how I'm going to use my time when I'm not pursuing something or like making a bigger impact. How I'm gonna rest is how I think of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, how do you view work-life balance?
So at this very moment, I think my view on it is a bit different. When I graduated college, I worked at a high school, and my job was very, it was not for the weak. It was emotionally draining, mentally draining, but it was all good work. Like, what I was doing was helping people. But that made me realize that I was not in a place where I could, like, I wanted work to be work and I wanted my life to be my life. But with the job that I had, work was coming home with me because of how mentally and emotionally exhausting it was. And my anxiety was super high, all that stuff. So I did end up leaving that job. But that has put me in a place where I really want to leave work at work and just have life on the other side. I'm not in a place right now where I should be mixing the two.
That's another good point, because like people, not everyone, it's good to acknowledge that not everyone will be able to have that like such interweaving work-life balance, and some need more protective boundary settings. And that's the first kind of topic and like key point I want to talk about is setting boundaries between work and life. And that looks so different from everyone. And so like from you, like you said, it depends on you and it depends on your certain situation, but can you think of how obviously you left that position for
Mhm.
your sake, but can you think of something that you could have implemented into that one position that you had that could kind of create that boundary?
Um, I think speaking up more, um, and just setting boundaries within that role because there was just a lot of wiggle room. And I don't know. I'm trying to be kind about how I say this.
Well, I like what you're saying. I think that like putting boundaries in like with work can, and also we'll talk about this in a second, but you have to have boundaries in their personal life too.
Mhm.
But with work, it shouldn't be, and it doesn't have to be like limiting for your progression and
Yeah.
like limiting for how you are seen at work,
Yeah.
because those boundaries are going to happen and they're something that
Mhm.
needs to be done, and you need to advocate for yourself sometimes.
Yeah. And I feel like at that job I mean, I had a couple people that were good for guidance. But I feel like overall that was like my first job fresh out of college. And so like I honestly was scared. I was the youngest person there. Like it was just a scary thing to do, and I that was like my first like look into the adult world or whatever, and so I didn't like no one was there to like tell me like it's okay to say no to this. It's okay to not do this part like if you can't do it right now, like it's okay. Um so I think that's kind of if I had some help with that, I think I would have.
Been able to set that.
Mhm.
And obviously, like, hello, like leaving stuff at home is like what you prefer now. Do you see that as being forever? Do you think that eventually that boundary will mix some?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like my whole career path has completely changed.
Yeah.
So I don't really.
So I actually know that a lot of listeners are really interested in
What?
your library studies. And
Oh.
so can you tell us a little bit about more what you want to do with that degree? And you can talk about work life, but you can just say in general, like how would that work?
So I am basically wanting to be a librarian, and I know it's not gonna make the best money, people, okay? We don't have to point that out every time it comes out of my mouth because people do that and it's very sad and
Oh,
it's annoying.
that's disappointing.
Yeah, but I've literally when I graduated with my criminal justice degree, I wasn't going into a field that was going to make me money anyway. So it's not like I've
But
been.
what? So you'll be like a specific librarian?
So I am thinking school librarian and I'm thinking elementary school, which is a complete flip from working in a high school. Um, Either that or a public librarian. And I know, so if I move, not if, when, because we're speaking into existence. When I move, in Texas, you have to be a teacher for 2 years before you can be a librarian, or
Hmm.
have to have some certificate, like do the certification or whatever.
Even with your library studies masters?
I have to have a certification or a school librarianship certificate. But
Oh,
I
okay.
just found out that I can get that through LSU. And it can transfer over to Texas,
Perfect.
thankfully, because I was like, I'm not about to do this twice. Um, so yeah, I'm really leaning more towards school though, because
So do you see that as going, like, being able to set clear boundaries in that position?
yeah, bless you.
Oh, sorry, guys. Thank you.
For sure, I think yeah, because just thinking about like the hours will be a lot easier. Um, I won't have to deal with things that are going on. I mean, so with my first job, there was a lot of outside of school hours that I was having to like communicate with people and stuff. And um, I think with this, especially it being elementary school, I don't think I'll have to do that as much. So yeah, I think it'll just be different.
Oh, sorry. I have a tickle in my throat. So for me, I think setting boundaries comes in kind of like threes because right now I'm working on like I have like work blocked off and I have like school time that I need to take out for, and then also like and then comes my like personal life that I
Mhm.
like to typically like if my friend has some sort of event coming up, I'll like 100% like try to block my calendar towards that and focus on like events. And then out by the way, I use my calendar as kind of like my key tool or organization tool to make sure that I am able to set good work life balances. And I think that's a good.
Her calendar is her life.
I don't know if I'd say that, but I love it. It keeps me organized. Um,
Do you use Google Calendar?
yeah, and you can go back and you can watch the
Thriving?
Thriving Amongst the Chaos
Mhm.
to learn about how I use Google Calendar and how I plan my life. But I like to first focus on like big events that my friends are having, and then I always like to sprinkle in like some time to like sit on the couch and watch TV, and then like have some good baking time on Sundays. That's like my favorite little mental health chill thing a week.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like your hobbies, I don't know if you have that on there. Um, but like finding the hobbies outside of work and um what you like just something to like clear your mind and
Mm-hmm.
be like
Well, a lot of times we think about like friends and family time as being
mhm.
work life balance or and children. Oh, that's family. But also like any sort of self help, going to the gym,
Mhm.
cooking for yourself, going to the spa if you do that. Any sort of like treatment or self help that you give yourself is a part of your work life balance.
Mhm. I saw a thing on Pinterest and it said that like you need a you don't I mean you don't need to, but they advised that you need a mental hobby, a physical hobby, and then there were two others. I can't remember what the two others were, but I'll look at that in a second. Um but I thought that was cool. I liked that.
Yeah,
I thought it because then you won't be like doing the same hobby. Like you don't have to do the same hobby every day unless you just like really love it. Like right now, have I been reading? No.
which is crazy.
I'm not in a slump. I just haven't done it. Yeah. So like having other hobbies to do is pretty important.
So, another thing I kind of wanted to touch on was kind of along the side of like what our hobbies are and how you were saying what were the three things you remember? Sorry, I know you
Sorry.
literally just said them.
um
Mental,
Mental, physical,
physical.
I want to say emotional and spiritual, but I could be very wrong.
Okay, well, that's all I needed, I guess. Um, most of those aren't gonna allow for like technology, but the way, okay, I'm like trying to say something specific, but
Mm-hmm.
this, what you're saying is good because there needs to be some sort of variety in your life of the work life balance because you also can get bored and distracted and like not get the full essence out of the life part. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
so having like a good variety of those is a good practice. Do you see what I'm
Yes.
saying by that?
Yes, I'm totally listening. I'm just really trying to find this for you guys. Because I think I just told you all wrong. Um,
Oh, you told us the wrong thing?
I feel like I did. At the same time, maybe it wasn't. Okay, I know. What did I say? Physical. I know that one.
Mental.
Creative.
Oh,
Maybe that's what it was.
maybe Sunny can find it and we can put it on the Instagram
Yes,
photo dump
in the dump. I will make that
or
my
the
mission.
description. Could you put it in the
I
description
could
too?
do that.
Okay, if it's not there, we'll definitely try to put it in the dump.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Another thing is to really try to get a physically active hobby in there because and like just like general well-being. I know we've literally just been talking about this,
hmm
but it's important to take care of your body
Yes.
when you're not at work because
Mhm.
and when you're at work, to be honest.
Yeah.
Make sure to take good breaks, not overwork yourself
hmm
because long term and short term that can be detrimental to your health and your
hmm
productivity.
hmm Well, thank you.
Anything to add?
um, so I am bleh, I can't talk. Recently I've been trying to find new ways to work out. Um, I went to a boxing class. What was that? Was it on Halloween? No.
Mm-mm.
It was a couple days before Halloween.
The day before?
It was Monday.
Oh,
The Monday of Halloween.
no, it was Wednesday.
No, it was definitely Monday
Hmm.
because
You're right.
I came back from Dallas that day and I still went. Um,
And you had a migraine that day, that morning.
that was a different day. That was a different. That was this Monday. The boxing class was last Monday.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but that was fun, and so I definitely want to go back. So I'm gonna try to figure that out and try to work that into my schedule somehow. Because after a while, like right now, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week and I'm doing cardio 2 times a week, or I'm trying. But after a while, that gets boring, and I want to spice it up.
Wait,
So that
what gets born?
going to the gym 3 times a week, and by cardio, I mean I just run in my neighborhood. So I want to find different ways to do the cardio. Um, so that way I'm just spicing it up a bit
Hmm.
and it's not getting too repetitive. Um, my mom wants to go to the cycle bar, so I might do that with her. But also with the social club thing,
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot of workouts, or like they plan a lot of workouts, so I have an in with that and can go to those things, so that'll be fun as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. That community and having people to branch out, like kind of I was saying with the like events that I like
hmm
to focus on my calendar. That's another really good. It's not necessarily a hobby, but it's something to implement into your work-life balance,
hmm
especially if you don't have like a larger family or raising children.
Yeah,
Um, Making sure that you have a good community, even if you do have that lifestyle.
yeah.
That yeah.
I was gonna ask a question, but I completely spaced. Um, hmm.
So ooh, I do have an okay. So I looked up what the types of hobbies that Sydney was trying to talk about were, and I found creative hobbies, physical hobbies, intellectual hobbies, social activities, technological hobbies, and practical skills.
Coding being a hobby is.
Coding?
Yeah.
Yeah, like technical.
Yeah, I'm just saying wow, you're smart.
Oh, for coding?
Yeah.
Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, you're really smart if you can code.
So, as far as intellectual pursuits goes, I have a good one right here. And I actually got one of my friends this for a birthday present, and then I like got myself it because I think it's literally so cool. This is a watercolor painting um little thing. So it comes with like
Stop.
watercolor stuff. If you are listening, I'll describe it, but then I'll like post a picture of it. But so it's a bookmark book of watercolor painting and stuff, but it has like all the colors off to the side for like each um each picture in the notebook.
I'm trying to see the colors.
Yeah.
That's what I can't process.
And then so you like get a paintbrush wet, and then like obviously you watercolor, so you put it in like a cup of water, and then you paint, and it's like literally so easy, and it makes like what I do typically is I like put an audiobook on, and I'll like watercolor, and it'll take me like 15 to 30 minutes, and it's such a relaxing exercise. And then I have a pretty little picture that I made, which is a bookmark in this sense, afterwards, and it's just such a like calming, rewarding thing, and that's a good intellectual hobby that you can implement. So yeah.
That is so crazy because I was telling my therapist a couple weeks ago that for some reason recently I've had this major urge to like draw or paint, but like I can't do either. Like I'm not talented enough for either of like that. Um and she was telling me that like I should try to go to Dollar General or something to get like the little mini canvas and like a mini easel and just like try it
Yeah.
out for a little bit.
I got this on Amazon in like a 3-pack, I think. So
cool.
I highly recommend. This is by the brand Mendeer or Medeer, Mideer. So
What's that?
called watercolor painting. Wow, really creative. But yeah, that's a good
so
idea if you're looking for something like that to take your mind off it. A lot of times, if I'm super stressed about schoolwork or something like that, I'll get this out and it'll calm me down and makes a good little divergent in the day.
Mm-hmm. I have a coloring book.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bookish coloring book. So I've colored one page out of that. But I need to buy markers. I didn't buy markers when I went on my whole scrapbooking supplies buying journey, and I didn't buy like coloring markers, which I'm so mad at myself for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've just been using colored pencils, sadly.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to talk about?
What's your favorite thing to do after work
Mm,
or when you're done studying?
I like to cook. It's literally just like baking. I just think like typically when I'm like cooking or baking, it's like my debrief of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like gets me, it feels so productive because I like to like make new things, or like I'm a very like fast cooker. Like I like it to be done. I don't like crock pot recipes because it's gonna take forever. And so I like to see like progression in it, and it makes me feel so productive that at least I know I was able to make myself a good meal in a day. And so even if I had a horrible day at work and like I don't know, had no clients or something, I'm at least able to come home and like do something productive and make a good meal.
Well, Jalen's going to open her own restaurant and she's going to be a chef.
And bakery.
Yes.
And coffee shop.
Oh my gosh.
All three.
Guys, we're going to have a From Camp to Culture bookstore, bakery, coffee. The bookstore, bakery, coffee shop.
Wow. Be on the lookout for store openings
Coming to a location near you.
in 2020 never. Just kidding. Have big hopes and dreams, kids. And on that note,
this is the end of this episode.
We promise next week we know what, we'll talk to Matt about his work-life balance.
Yeah.
Because he's not a studious boy. Because he is a worker boy.
He is full on into his work
career.
That, yes. Great word choice. Yes. But he will tell you what he does for a living.
Yeah.
In that
look forward to that. What's our call to action for the campers?
For work-life balance. Do a hobby.
Do a hobby, yeah. Make sure that you have a solid hobby. A lot of times I will start a hobby one day maybe, and then I'll forget about it. I'll be like, oh, I do have that hobby.
That is my problem, yeah.
Keep up with a hobby, because that's how you continually have that work-life balance. And set boundaries. Have a hobby, set boundaries. Be aware of your boundaries.
The call of action specifically. Do the hobby until the next episode.
Ooh.
Actively do the hobby throughout the week until the next episode.
Yeah. I love it.
Snaps. And comment your hobby down below.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. We love you. And we will see you next week. Bye.